Welcome back to Sabretooth at Nethemba, where we care about your security. It's HackTheBox Friday, and we have Calamity. This is our third system rated hard on HackTheBox. The last one we did was Ultra Tech on Try Hack Me. We've got quite a few hard on Try Hack Me. HackTheBox is the harder site, so having a hard box terrifies me. I did ask Rick, is there anything, no spoilers, anything I need to know about this box? He said there are multiple ways to root. And it's only really hard if I do it the intended way. And I just said anything I need to know. So we got into this conversation. Let me start this, and then I will go into what we spoke about. Nmap, T5, all ports, aggressive scam. He mentioned something about ROP chains, ROP chains, and some sort of very advanced buffer overflow. And so I decided, and I mentioned this to him, that it makes sense for me to not go that path today, because I am very soon going to start, well, not very soon, but at some point going to start a whole new playlist for buffer overflows, how to do it all from scratch and get more and more advanced. And this will be a nice one to revisit then, rather than trying to explain all the concepts as I go now. But it does mean that I need to find another way to route. So apologies if you're expecting some insane buffer overflow thing happening today. Just a disclaimer, that's not going to happen today, but it will happen, I promise. It always does, right? We have SSH, we have port 80, that's it. So maybe this won't turn out to be a hard system. It might just turn out to be medium or even easier. But I don't know. Oh dear. Okay. I can't see that. There we go. The eStore is under. I'm colorblind. Did I ever mention that? eStore is under development. Haven't done much yet because we put a lot of time on our pro products, but it will soon be operating. Okay. You could take screenshots just like that. That's interesting. I've lost view source. Where is view source? Why is it not here? What is going on? View page source. And bad at HTML and design since forever. Okay. Fine. So honestly, I don't know what this is going to be if I avoid the buffer overflow, but I am deliberately avoiding that for the reasons stated today. GoBuster. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've done one of these boxes, you know. Let's do a reverse. There we go. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done anything. I think I've been trying to put off the ones which have been hard, but I can't put them off any longer, you know. It's just, I'm going to have to do them. It's more finding the time than anything else. I've been on a bit of a tight schedule with work and everything, but things are kind of better now, so I've got a bit of time. Although, I am going away with my wife and her sister very soon, so I need to actually get ahead for when I'm away. We've got uploads directory here, so we will check open directory, but there's nothing in it. Okay. So I'm just using the small directory list because obviously that's the one that was in my previous command that I've just looked up. We've got 10 threads because anything more than that seems to sort of kill things. Although that's more of a try hack me issue than hack the box. So maybe I could go more threads, but as we're already a fifth done, I think what I'm going to do as well is try a dir search, because we might as well. There's no point in just waiting around doing nothing. Do I just put that in? No, we need a U for that as well. And this is automatically searching for PHP and HTML files as well. I might add some more extensions back to this. I did remove some originally, didn't I, if you remember, some JS and ASPX and stuff like that. The fact that this is an Apache server, you know this is an Apache server due to that. On Ubuntu probably means that this is PHP based, and the way to really check that is if I go to index.php, if this page loads, it doesn't. Okay, Maybe this is just pure HTML then at this point. Interesting. Okay, so we can't really admin.php. So there we go. I mean, it is a PHP thing. Log into powerful admin page. Right. This just looks very odd. We're going to go admin. Sidmin. Good enough. No. View the source, see if we've got any. Hang on. Try that as well. That doesn't work. So I was just thinking that I might have copied that wrong because I just got the. Yeah, obviously not. We can go again, but try some double quotes. Let's actually just do that. See if that gives anything. No, obviously not. View source. Oh, password is scoop. Password's that. Interesting. Password. User. Username. Password. So the labels are flipped. Okay. Okay. Fine. Let's make some notes. Dare search shows that. Didn't mean to actually select it, but that's okay. And the source shows that, because everybody puts their password in the source code. Do you know what? It's been known to happen on a pen test. It was very, very interesting, but it was YouTube credentials, not in the source. It was on some sort of unreferenced page, some text file. Very weird. I'm guessing that we can go username hang on a minute. Username being the top one. Username admin. Password. Fine. Okay. I'm not even going to mention the whole flipping the labels or whatever. That's just pointless. Ta-da! It has nothing. What were you waiting for, dude? You know you finished creating. Zalvas the boss. Oh no, Zalvas, comma. The boss said, I'm a piece of... I don't take my job seriously, but when this is set up, I'm going to ask for double the money just cause he installs... Oh, losing brain cells just reading this. Maybe he's still angry at me deleting the DB on the previous site. Should keep backups, man. Hint, maybe? Anyway, I made an HTML interpreter to work on my PHP skills. HTML interpreter. Oh, well, I suppose that does make sense. Okay. It wasn't easy, I assure you. I'm just pro on PHP. Access in here is 99% secure, but even if that 1% reaches this page, woo! 1%. There's nothing they can do. HTML is super harmless to our system. Try writing some simple stuff and see how difficult my job is and how underpaid I am. Honestly, the best thing here would just be for me to screenshot this and be done with that, because it's just easier than saying, oh, it mentions this and it mentions this and it has this and whatever. So let's do that. I've just lost the thing from my... There we go. Push it back on. That's fine. I wonder if an admin visits this page and I have to... Oh, it's all done in GET request anyway. Maybe I should then throw this through Burp, you know? Because I'd have to keep messing around with this form and I can just edit and see the results and everything else. What's in the source of this page? Have I looked? I've not looked. Okay, so it just outputs what I put in there. I mean, PHP... PHP info. Okay, right. So it allows PHP code as well. Well, that's interesting. If it allows PHP code, surely I could just do a reverse shell there. Okay, the file name var www.html, then we're at admin.php. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Just taking a look at some of the PHP info to see if there's anything here which could be useful, but probably not. Okay, so my phone keeps pinging. Let me turn that sound off. That's really, really annoying, I think. Give me a second. There we go. Right, that was one of my piano students, that's all. So, what was I doing? Yeah, I'll just take a screenshot. So, PHP code is permitted. For example, PHP info shows, and again, it's literally just a case of a screenshot right here, because I truly don't need to do much else. How's that? Perfect. Good. Nice. So I guess really it's literally just, where's burp? Have I not started it? I thought I was going to do that. I have to wait a year for this now. Right, whatever. Whilst that's happening, I mean, I'm guessing then this is really just like a kind of like a command shell. It's like I should be able to do that PHP system followed by like ls, for example. And be able to get a file listing. So I can run system commands basically, which is not a bad thing, and that was an index HTML as we saw. Then we had that background image and then the image of the hacker in front of it. We've got the uploads directory, which we know of, and then admin.php. So the good news is we don't need these scans anymore. Yeah, these are pretty much gone anyway. Okay, fine. We can run system commands. Go away. With PHP system ls like that, and literally I don't have to do a screenshot this time. I can just add this. Yeah, which obviously makes sense with all these lack of spaces for some reason. Okay, good. So really, it's just a case of doing a reverse shell. This is probably going to be simple, unless there's something which I'm not seeing, which will become apparent. Let's first grab this, if we can. Move that to the repeater, kill that. Yeah, and it's right at the bottom. Okay, so we can basically just put whatever we want in here. Oh, this thing's come off again. I think I've broken this. Maybe just put it on right. This little knobbly thing in the middle of the laptop. You know, like Dells have. This is a very old laptop, Dell that I've got here. Now for some reason my mouse isn't moving at all, and I have to use this. Hang on a minute. Let's just take that off whilst I'm doing this, and then I can put it back on a bit later at some point in future. We really don't need to worry about that now. Do I need to put in the pluses, etc., or can I literally just do it like this? No. So if doing it this way, I actually have to URL encode everything. Oh, that sucks. Unless I can just sort of use plus, in which case, if I can use plus, that's going to make life a bit simpler. Oh, good. That's fine. Okay, so any spaces I can just replace with plus. That's fine. Cookie admin. No one cares. Tea break. Okay, so where does that leave us? Where does that actually leave us now? Shell, obviously. Now the question is, do I... Question is, do I try a PHP shell straight off? Or should I try a bash shell using the system? Which one do I normally use? This one. I normally use this one. So let's throw that there. We have to use plus for everything, which really sucks. Everywhere there's a space. You know what? There's much easier ways I can do this, but the easiest way likely is just to get a text editor running. And literally just do the find and replace. I could use like sed or awk or something like that, you know, but there's really no point when you can literally just do that and life is easier. So if config is here, we're going to netcat lvp1234, change our IP here, and then literally put this into a PHP system call. Let's take a look. What am I doing here? I reckon... Oh, that loaded way too quick for my liking. That did not come back with anything at all. Oh, it's got an L in there from ls, that's why. And it's also got this ampersand as well. Oh man. I'm waiting for this train to go past, it's so annoying. So we will do percentage 26, I think is, and we'll try that. That's taking longer. Oh, okay, we got a connection and then it died. Okay, that's really unusual. Generally, if something's blocked, it won't even get this far. We got a connection and then it died. That's interesting. I'd like to keep this command here because at least I know it actually does something and works. Very odd. So what I'm going to do is send this to the repeater again, and now I've got another copy whilst keeping that one. Huh. Okay. So we try that and receive. Yes. It's very strange that the connection actually worked and then died. Maybe I should try a PHP. Maybe I should try a PHP thing. Shell. Hang on. Uploads, Lee index, background admin. I mean, where are we in this? Where actually are we in the file system? var www html. Well, what about if we go for like ls home? Obviously gonna have to put the plus in there. Okay, Zalvas is the only user. We've heard that username before, right? Zalvas, the boss set, right? Okay, well, let's have a look. Let's just see if we can get the user flag, you know? Because then at least we know that we're on the right path. We might be able to do everything through this web shell without having to even get a shell on the system. That's been known to happen. Alarm clocks app, don't forget .text. I was trying to read instructions. I was like, that's spelled wrong. Intrusions. PDA, all right, that's to do with the buffer overflow. Recovery wave, user.txt. Right, well, obviously we're going to get... Right, firstly, let's take this output just to show what we're dealing with, because there could be something in here, especially like, don't forget, it might give us SSH password. SSH, that's another thing to look for, you know? So stuff like this, maybe we don't have to get a shell back if we can get like SSH access. This sort of thing is quite useful. So we'll take that. I will try getting things in a minute, but first let's do ls-a and see if there's a SSH folder in here. There actually isn't. Oh man. So -a, you should know by now, in case you don't, that is literally the searching for hidden files. That's where the SSH folder would be. Okay, well, let's cat some of these files then. What if I actually do cat everything? Because if I cat everything, oh no, because some of these are like apps and things. So let's do whatever .text just to make sure it prints out the text files and nothing else. Okay, see, this works great. So we're going to do that and get the results. Why do I keep going through all these different things? Keeps command history in the working directory. You should make a directory in temp and work from there. Keep in mind that temp is not listable, so other user cannot see your files or folders. There's our user.txt right here. Okay, I still need to get a shell. Let's see what's inside some of these folders, I suppose. Alarm clocks. That seems pretty odd and specific, but we'll take a look. We're going to ls. And we're going to go... Hang on, can I wget C99? That is a really, really good point. Rickwave and Zuzaurus.mp3. Right, hang on. Whoa, let's go back to... Let's do a third one now. Can I upload C99? If we go to ls var www.html, what if we touch will it allow us to create a file? It does. So if I now go back and ls that, oh, it doesn't. Oh man. Okay, let's go back to number 2, and we're looking in alarm clock. We've got these like sound files. Got these sound files. Not sure what to do with those right now. We've got app. We've got intrusions. Let's have a look in app. Nothing here. Intrusions. Is that a file? Can I cat that out? Oh, this didn't actually work last time. Huh. Blacklisted process. Process killed. Netcat Python. sh Python netcat. Right, what time are we on? 2:54 p.m. So, what if I run this 3 times? 1, 2, 3. And now run this again. 255. Yeah, absolutely. There's one anyway. Huh. Oh, it's 2017. 2025, there we go. What is happening? Oh, it's because I've not got a listener running. Let's get a listener running. So we're going to do this once. Hang on, that's wrong. Do this once. Do it again. I nearly had something then. Nearly. If I'm quick. I'm not quick enough. I was going to try and do it before it sort of died. Right, let's go back to this. $9.55, $9.55, $9.55. It's killing Netcat. It's killing Python. It's killing SH. Probably Bash as well. Is it the fact that it's a connection, or is it it's a process, isn't it? Okay, let's update notes, and then we'll go from here. We find that our NC shell is killed by some maybe script or something. If I can find that script and kill it, then great. But if not, then I mean, if it's just looking for Netcat, is there another way I can write Netcat using? No, because the process will still be NC, won't it? Hang on, I think I'm being an idiot. Hang on, I think I'm being an idiot. I think I'm being an idiot. We need to copy. Hang on. First, which Netcat bin NC. Okay, so we're going to copy bin NC Okay, sorry, don't mind me. Copy bin NC to temp whatever. So now there's a complete copy of Netcat called temp whatever. So now if I change this, instead of running NC to temp whatever, guys, amazing, interesting. So it's only the file name that it had something against. I just made a copy of Netcat and named it something else, and it didn't pick up on it as a malicious script. This is a good box so far. Very nice. Very nice. We can make a copy of NC and then rename it to avoid the call. This is the beauty of having multiple tabs open for repeater. And on a pen test, I'm generally into the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these. Yeah, and that shell is still there, look. So I'm really happy about that. Nice, we've got access. Cool. Right, now I can avoid, you know, burp suite and everything. And literally now start looking around a bit easier without me having to. Okay. www data. Maybe maybe I can get root from this user, or if not, perhaps I need to be Zalvas. That's why there's nothing in app. Oh, and there's don't forget, which we read as well. What's up with the audio files? Recovery wave. Is this some alarm clocks as well? There's more in there, right? I probably can't run Python here because it might kill it. I'm not sure if I can run Python without this killing it, because obviously trying netcat didn't work, or maybe that was just inbound. Let's see if we can get these files moved over to our system. Right, so let's do Python m simple. It's Python 2, so it's a different thing on port, I don't know, 8080. There we go. Killed. Yeah, okay. Right, so it's not allowing Python netcat or anything like that at all. Interesting. So what if we copy Rick? Is this going to be Rick Astley? What if we copy Rick.wave to var www html? Permission denied. Yeah, I thought so. So I need some way of getting these files off, and I can't use netcat either. Normally I use netcat to sort of send a file one way or another. So if I can't use the HTTP server, I can't move it into the existing server. I cannot use netcat, cannot use Python. This might be a job for RTFM, how to move files to, you know, off the system or something like that. Anyway, I will have a quick flick and I'm going to get a cup of tea or whatever, and I'll be back. I'm back. It just occurred to me when making a drink, I probably don't need to RTFM because I've already got, as much as it doesn't allow netcat, I've already got some version of netcat which I copied, right? So if it's still in temp, hang on. I've already used it once, so okay. What? Can't even go to the temporary directory. What is happening? Why are these owned by root? I mean, we can read it, obviously use it. We can't actually write it. Okay, let's copy. I'm really confused. So if I do temp, what did I call it? Whatever, right? Yeah, okay, so it's still there. I can't read what's in temp, but I can still use what's in there. So if I do temp whatever, and then my IP address, which I can never remember, it's got to be here somewhere, right? Let's nclvp 9999. So if I do that and then into there, no, that's wrong. Out there, we're going to put rick.wave. And then into there, we put rick.wave. Does that make sense? Oh. Why did that not work? Oh, port number. Idiot, port number. That should send the file across, which it has. So now we can do the same with the next one. What was the next one called? Might as well just copy that. So we're going to do the same again. There's not going to be an easy way of doing this, is there? Okay, and then we do the same here with this. And we do the same here with this. And that should send that one across. And then there was one more sound file, which I think was recover.wave. Was that right? Was it recovery? Well, that's what I'm calling it anyway. It was recover.wave. Just to see what these sound files are. I'm expecting to get copyright strike by Rick Astley now. Okay. So let's take a look. Where are we? Boxes, Calamity. It's too loud, blimey. Sorry if I just killed everybody. Hopefully my sound filter has kicked in. Let me turn this right down. I don't need Rick Astley at that volume. Okay. Okay. And then there's this one. Right, so we have recovery and Rick.wave and whatever the hell that is. Now, the fact that both of these are the same leads me to something which I've used on my challenge site, revolutionelite.co.uk, check it out. I might not have used it, I've seen it on another challenge site. It could have been the Black Sheep or HackQuest or something, where if you have two sound files which are pretty much the same, it works the same as in images. If you get like a 3D Magic Eye image and you make a copy of the 3D Magic Eye image and put it over the top, layer it, and invert one layer, then the hidden text pops out without you even having to do the whole eye crossing thing. The same actually works with audio. So if I can get both of these open with Audacity, I can't believe I'm doing sound steganography. This can't be right. Can it? Let's find out. Please don't autoplay. Please don't autoplay. Please don't autoplay. Please don't autoplay. What's new? Do not care. Okay. Look at that. How's that for sound clipping? Blimey. So that's recovery. And then we end up with Rick.wave also in here. And we play these together. Well, they sound pretty much the same. So if I invert... This can't be right. If I invert one of these, how do I do that? Rename track, spectrogram, split track, formats, rate, swap. I don't know how to invert a track, guys. I'm not a sound guy. I'm not a sound guy. I'm really not. volume and compression. If anybody knows how to do this, then I'm sorry that it's going to take me forever to do this. There we go, special invert. So now if we play it together, that doesn't actually make any difference. Unless I export audio to new.wave. I don't think that's actually going to work, to be honest with you. Can't remember. I honestly can't remember this technique. So I'm going to look up a technique. So steganography. It's been years since I've done it. Many years. So steganography, audio, invert, and we'll just see if that's any. Oh, still got this set to Wikipedia. It annoys me so much. That was a big mistake changing that. I'm going to change it back. I just keep forgetting. Audio, invert, tracks. Let's have a look. Invert, phase inversion. Manipulating the phase of an audio. I see. The carrier audio is inverted and then combined with the original audio, causing the hidden data to be revealed through phase cancellation. Oh yeah, and then of course there's least significant bit as well, which is quite interesting. Why can't I find anything to do with like simple inverting? Phase inverted version, phase inverted, not regular inversion. See what I can find. Select one track. Spectrogram, stereo channels, format. See, I can't find it there. I mean, tracks, maybe here. Maybe here. So I can mix it down. That might be what we need to do. We might need to mix it down. I mean, edit. I think I'm going to have to research this and come back, because I think I have to research this and come back, because I don't remember how it works. If this is, you know, audio steganography, if this is what it is, then my opinion of this box has just gone entirely downhill. Entirely. Nice and realistic here, guys. Back soon. Interestingly, guys, I did it exactly right from what I've been reading. So I don't know why it didn't work, unless this is not what it is. But look, what I did notice when looking is that if you look at the properties of recovery.wave, 3196724, and then this one, 3196668. So there's more information in here in the recovery, which you would expect. Let's see if we can figure out why this didn't work, because I've not been able to find any reason. From what I've read, it pretty much is exactly what we said here. Using inversion. So I'm not entirely sure why it didn't work. Let's take a look and just have another go. I just thought I'd take a bit of a break from it. So we've got Rick here, and we've got recovery here. So if I select this and then effect, invert, play. Okay, that's definitely got some information in it. If I undo this and I take Rick, hang on. If I take Rick and invert this instead, yeah, I just tried that, honestly. Okay, I thought I might have done the wrong one, but I'm sure that's pretty much what I just tried. Nothing else is different. How weird. So let's see if we can, I'm not sure if you can hear this because I've got some sort of microphone filter on so it's not picking up noise, but I can definitely hear. Let's leave the speed. I thought that was the volume. Leave the speed. If I turn the volume up, maybe be able to hear it a little bit. This one? Wrong one. This one? Weird. Okay. Very odd. Maybe it's because I exported it and didn't just try playing it. Now I can't hear anything at all. This is really odd. Now I can't hear a thing at all. Ah, right, well, fine. If you can't hear this, you're going to have to take my word for it, or try it out yourself, why not? But I just find it very, very strange. Very strange. Anyway, I'll tell you what I'm hearing. In fact, I'll write down what I'm hearing. So it doesn't matter which of these we invert, evidently. "79369" is what I've got. That's what I heard. Let me try again. 479. Dot asterisk. Hang on. Let me go again. 47936. Dot asterisk. What's that going to do with anything? Is there any more? Your password is 185. This box is awful. I hate to say it because it started off so well and then this happens. If I export this audio, will that now So before it's because I exported it, it's not because I didn't really play it, did I, straight off? So when exporting it, maybe you got to mix it down or something. 479369 dot asterisk, your password is 185. Hang on. Your password is 185 479369 dot asterisk. Maybe. I'm hoping this is not the way in. What a disappointing box this is. We've got one, guys, which is about as bad as internal on... I didn't think it'd happen. I didn't think it would happen. Internal on... Is it on Try Hack Me? No. It is. That was the worst box to date, and it was like early on when I started the channel. And this is now taken over. What a calamity. But a bunch. Right. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping not. But at the same time, I'm kind of hoping it is. Hope that makes sense. Okay, Zalvas. Hats. Password, fingers crossed. Because if this don't work, I don't know what will. If this don't work, if this doesn't work, I don't know what will. Oh, that's not right. Okay. Huh. 185479369 dot asterisk. Let's try without the dot. Yeah. Okay, I may have to do this audio thing again just to double check. Why don't I leave that open? Am I stupid? And maybe that's not even, maybe it's, yeah, those two parts are not even connected. Or maybe there's even more audio here which I'm not even hearing and I don't quite know yet how to find. Okay, let's import audio. We've got recovery, we've got Rick. I don't know what to do with the other audio file at all. So we'll select this. We're going to effect, invert, and go again. That was definitely right. 36, is it 9 dot asterisk? That's what I'm hearing. Oh, 36 dot dot asterisk. I had that time. 6 dot. Yeah, I had a dot. Hang on, go again. Dot dot asterisk. So it's not a 9. I don't even know how much of this should be able to hear. Probably none. So you couldn't even help me out. Let's try that. Go away. I'm angry. I'm angry. What a shame on this box. Oh well. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. That's fine. Disappointment is immense, though, I'm afraid. That's fine. We're good. Let's get this rooted. See what's inside app this time. Good luck. Oh, and then the source code. This is going to be the buffer overflow that Rick was talking about, no doubt. I striped the code for security reasons. I assume you mean stripped, but okay, whatever. Oh, man. Yeah, so I'm not doing it this way today. I will eventually. Okay, so we definitely have buffer sizes, so it's definitely a buffer overflow. There's protections against it. Don't print too much, it sort of breaks there. Hack the box hint. Yes, you can read every file you want, but reading a sensitive file such as shadow is not the intended way of solving. This box is just all CTF. It's like, oh, here's some audio hidden, and here's, oh, you can read any file, but this is not in the intended way, blah, blah, blah. Psst. Okay, whatever. Temp is not listable, so other players can't see your file. Okay, that explains why temp's not accessible. CTF box, awful. Hey, do you know what? It's absolutely spot on. Look at that. I think something's bad here. It's absolutely perfectly correct. Good on you. Be self-aware. I'm proud of you. Be self-aware. Okay, we'll do it this way eventually. When I start doing my buffer overflow series, it's going to be late on in the series. This looks like a complicated one. We even have some, if safety 2 equals, or doesn't equal safety 1, so this is going to be some protections as well. Looks like we've got some hard-coded addresses and instructions, which is quite interesting. I'm changing the program. You'll never be able to log in as admin. I found some bugs that can do us a lot of harm. Okay, we're not doing it this way now unless we have to. I'm kind of hoping that, you know, we're going to go into temp. In fact, we don't need to. Yeah, we can write in this directory now, I thought. So let's get limpies and see if there's another way in. Do you get HTTP, whatever my IP address is, which I still can't remember. Why are you not? Okay, when it caught up eventually. Limpies. Right, what am I doing? Yeah, that's fine. We'll get rid of that, we don't need that there. Okay. Ugh. CD, bum, S. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm like grumpy. I just really do have fun with these systems. I really do have fun with these systems. But when something like this is just a bit off, it does upset me a little bit. Not upset, that's the wrong word. It does disappoint me slightly. But you can't win them all, you know. HTTP server 80. Okay, let's try that again with sudo, shall we? Let's grab this if we can. Let's chmod. And then let's run. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, I prefer things to be like realistic, or even if not, I prefer it to be educational. I mean, yes, okay, we've learned how to do some audio manipulation. Got LXD group, that's probably a way in. Manipulation, I already knew this, but for some reason it didn't work as I thought it should, and therefore I then had to look it up, and it turned out I was doing it right. I just saved it rather than listened to it. It's been a while, you know. LXD, that's going to be an Alpine thing. This just comes from experience, you know. I will look through the rest of this in a minute, but let me explain what I mean by Alpine. LXD, Alpine. Priv. That's LXD privilege escalation in Linux. Thank you, Aman Chowan. Okay, and we've got quite a few people here sort of covering this. So, medium. Okay, so we will just take a look. In this write-up, we'll cover how a member of the local LXD group can instantly escalate privilege to root on the host operating system. I've done this a few times. This was used on one of the boxes in the original PWK, the OSCP labs. It was used on one of the boxes in VHL labs. So this is a very, very common priv-esc. And this, as you can see, just gives you a step-by-step all the way through. So we're just going to follow this. So we might have to make a few changes. It's not massively long, but it can go wrong in places as well. So let's take a look. First, run the ID command to check whether your user belongs to the group. It does, I can tell you that now, but whilst this is running, let's just take a look, see if there's anything else which flashes up. We've got a few kernel exploits here. That's probably another way in as well. We've got our home directory in the path as well. That's not really an issue right now. I think LXD is probably going to be the way that I do this, and then I'll do the buffer overflow when I need to. We've got a SMTP or email or whatever on port 25. Interesting, it's internal only. We are in the LXD group, as you can see. There's nothing here which massively stands out. Okay, private SSH keys were found. If you say so, I don't agree, but that's fine. I am literally just looking for anything yellow and red at this point. Okay, so if we do ID, we'll see that we are in the LXD group. Let's update notes. It's been a while. Although there is buffer overflow app here / app good luck was it called. We are part of LXD group. And I think what we're going to do as well is just put a link to this page as well, just to see what we're following. That way I don't have to explain my steps as we go, but to you guys I will explain the steps as we go. I'm not sure how well this explains it, but I do understand this very well, this exploit. I've used it a few times. So Alpine Linux container image from GitHub. So yeah, the Alpine the LXD is like imaging similar to, do you remember the last box we did? If you saw my last video, I can't remember the name of it now, but the last box, oh, it was tech something. I can't remember what it was called. It was tech something. Try Hack Me Medium Ultra Tech. That was the one. And we had this Docker thing, and the image was called Bash, and was able to load the file system into, using this image. This is the same thing. LXD, you can create an image and then load in the whole root directory. So download the Alpine Linux container from GitHub. So we will do that. I probably already have a copy, to be fair. But let's be hang on. Okay, just get build Alpine, I think. Okay, fine. Let's download this. We're going to put it in streaming, Nethemba boxes. I forgot what I was saying. I was in the middle of some sort of thing. So yeah, we can make an image and do it in the same way. Oh, it says here that you can just like do a git clone, which to be fair actually makes a lot more sense. I'm not sure why I didn't think of doing that. Let's kill you. Actually, I probably need that running, but that's okay. I'll keep that running actually. Let's see what's here. Let's remove build Alpine, and then I'll just do the git clone here. I'm going to get the, there we go. Lovely. Here we are. Interestingly, I've just thought of something. Uname A. Oh, this is i686, and if you look at what we just downloaded, this is for 64-bit, and we've got a 32-bit system here. Okay. Right. So go away. So I need to think about how to do this. So 32-bit system. We are going to firstly do this, which is fine. We've done that. Let's follow the steps. Now share this image file to the victim machine. The problem is that's a 64-bit. Okay, that is not good. That is not good. Let me look for another. Write up on, not write up on the box, but write up on this. This step should be done on the attacker machine. Let's do this instead. Let's go here instead. Let's see if that's any better. git clone, that's the same as what we just did. Go to the newly made directory and build the Alpine image using the follow command. Now here's the thing, I should be able to set the architecture here, I think so. So if I run this, I should be able to set architecture like this, and this, from what I remember from doing this before, is I686, so maybe I can just put that in here. So this is building the image. And again, it's got x86, which is what we need. That's 32-bit, right? So let's just let this run. And if we do an ls, you'll see now that there's x8, the 64-bit one, but now we have this 686 here. That's perfect, right? That's the one we need, because that matches the architecture. I reckon a lot of people would kind of get confused on that point if they didn't realize, because it doesn't say that in the guide we're following, but that's because the guide we're following is for 64-bit systems, so it doesn't actually need it. So what I'm actually going to do is highlight that, just to basically show, look, we've done I686, and then here we're going to highlight that to show there's the output. That makes a lot of sense, yeah? From here we should be able to finish this off in pretty much the same way. So we know how to do this, create a HTTP server and send it across and so on, and then we can move to step 4. So let's do that first. We will kill you at that, and we're going to take this and put it here, and then on the system we can wget HTTP whatever our IP address is, which I can never remember. I used to write this down in the useful stuff section, didn't I? I don't do that anymore. I don't know why. It's just too much faff, I think. And the image name we need is this one. So we'll grab that. Okay, so that works. That's on the system. I will definitely make sure to copy that as well. So far this box is okay. I didn't like the audio bit. I really enjoyed the first part with the RCE. I'm really enjoying this part as well. So on the whole, pretty decent. It's easier than I thought it might be so far, but that's only because I'm not doing it the buffer overflow way at this moment. Okay, configuring on the target machine. Quite literally, we should be able to just copy these, give the container privileges using add the root directory as a mount point and start the container. Okay, so we're going to do that with our name, which is that, not the one that's given here, because that's the 64-bit version, and we're going to give it an alias. I'll explain this in a second. Okay, so it's importing our new image which we created, and we're calling it my image. So from now on we don't have to refer to it by this long file name. We can just call it my image and it'll know what we mean. So that's going to save us a bit of time. That's why we give it an alias. Okay, so that's fine. The image is imported. We now need to mount the image. So here, initialize my image, and this is important, security privilege true. So if you got security privilege true, that gives it like root rights. Without that, it would probably run as my regular user, which was Zalvas or Zanvas or whatever his name is. But this way we're making sure that we have rights to actually run it as a privileged user, which seems to work okay. It's good. And then we have config device, add ignite, my device. Okay, so we've got my image. So my device now, we're creating a new device, basically a new disk. The path is mount root, and recursive means that, well, look, at mount root on the target system, we are putting the root of the system, which is everything, and making it recursive. So it's going to have the bin folder, and it's going to have the var folder, and it's going to have the etc folder and everything. And we should be able to access it from mount root var, mount root etc, mount root whatever, right? So that's the goal here. So we'll take this, device, my device, added to ignite. There we go. So it's the image was added to ignite, and then used to create ignite, and then we added this new disk here. Hopefully this is all making sense. And so far we've not run into any errors. We now start the image. Pretty self-explanatory, this one. Make sure it's running. Okay, no output is usually a good thing. And then finally we have a shell within this new image, right? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So you can see we've got our root so we've got our root access on this image, not on the system, on the image, but because the whole system has been put inside this image, we actually do have root access on the system, technically. So so as you can see here, you can go to cd mount root, which is, well, look, if we do ls mount root in here, well, ls mount, yeah, hang on, ls mount root, we've got the whole system has been put inside this directory now as an image, right? So now we should just be able to access cat mount root, and then from within the image we're going into root, and then we are cutting out root.txt as we normally do. We could also at this point add a new user to mount root etc password, and then maybe get out of the image and just su into that user, or we could add an SSH key for root and SSH into the system. But whatever, from this point we've got access to the underlying system. So this is a much easier way of rooting than if we were to go through the buffer overflow. Whether this is an intended root or not is unknown. At least I'm not sure. It might say it. But this is definitely a valid way, using a valid exploit. I assume if they wanted to force people into doing things the intended way, then they would remove this user from the LXD group, and this issue would be patched because you wouldn't be able to use this. So let's get this finished. As I was saying earlier, I will go back and do this the intended way, but once I start doing the buffer overflow series, basically, I may even make it a course, who knows. Buffer overflow, not so much of a thing these days. I mean, it still exists. It's not huge, and since OSCP has replaced buffer overflow box with excuse me, with Active Directory, it's not, sorry, it's not so much of an issue to learn it for that either. Easy but crap. How can I put that? I obviously can't. Whereas the root flag, much better, and I guarantee we even more so want to do it the other way. But for now, I'm happy to get a hard box done. It wasn't the easiest of things. I didn't like the audio part. I'm not sure how much of it you can even hear. You probably can't hear any of that. I wonder if I can just quickly disable my audio filters, because if I can, let's have a look. You might be able to hear a bit better here. I don't want to remove it because then I've got to recreate it, you know, so I don't really want to do that, unfortunately. I was going to see if I could disable them slightly. But no matter, no matter. This is one which perhaps you can find out for yourself if you really need to. Yeah, also easy the way I did it. Real life applicable. I don't normally do this, but I want to today, just because. Yes, for the most part, except for the audio bit, so I can't give it a 10. I've got to give it a 6. Common vulnerabilities, yeah, absolutely. Enumeration, yeah, absolutely. That's what I would basically say here. Good effort for GP, good effort, but I just didn't like that part in the middle. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. So thank you guys for joining. Please leave a like, please subscribe if you haven't. Please excuse my moaning this time around. It happens occasionally. Share the video around, share the playlist around if you can, and please visit nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. Thanks a lot, and goodbye.